right, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. We continue with Labour matters, but just before the break, it was the Labour in Parliament, and now it is the workers in our very homes. So you need to listen very closely to this one as well. Minister of Labour Mildred Oliphant recently announced that the domestic workers' minimum wage will be increased as of the 1st of December 2015 to the 30th of November 2016. The hourly rate of the employees will be adjusted upwards according to the new minimum wage charges, which are set to protect the workers. Now, to share more on the topic, we're joined by the Department of Labour's Media Liaison Officer, Sithembele Tshwete. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Ayanda and the listeners.
Okay, let's say hypothetically I'm looking to employ some additional help around the home, a domestic worker. What do I need to know? What has changed?
Look, as we always do as Labour Department, after a 3-year period, we review the working conditions and wages of domestic workers. This category of workers, we call them vulnerable workers because they do not have representation. So the minister takes it upon herself to make sure that she looks into the working conditions and the wages and adjusts them. So this is what has happened. That's what is going to be happening on the 1st of December this year, where there have been a number of determinations by the minister in terms of adjustments of the wages for workers in metropolitan areas and those that are not in metropolitan areas. You know. The minimum wages, for instance, for those that are in metropolitan areas, is now gone up from 2,065 rands to 2,223 rands, you know, with a number of hourly wages for people that work less than 27 hours a day and more than 20 hours a day. Those hourly rates range from 10 rands to 13 rands. Per category of workers that are in metropolitan areas and those that are not in metropolitan areas. The message that we want to get out there, the issue of sectoral determinations should not be taken by employers as a living wage. It's just for domestic workers to survive. We encourage a situation where employers, you know, will give domestic workers more than the minimum.
Yeah. So as things stand at the moment, let's say my domestic worker works 10 hours. If I work an 8-hour day and I leave an hour before to get to work, so that's 9 hours for the worker, and then I come back an hour later. So let's say about 10 hours a day. If it's a 10-hour day shift, how much should they be earning?
Look, it should be more than the minimum 27 hours. That means that person works 45 hours a week.
A week, yes.
Yes, and then it should be more than that, adjusted upwards from that 2,223.
So it would be 2,650.
Yes.
Okay. In the metropolitan areas.
Yes, in the metropolitan.
Is it more or less in rural areas?
Look. When we do this, we go around the country and decide on issues relating to affordability according to certain areas. You know, certain areas people are paid more, certain areas they are paid less, like in industrial areas. You know, so it becomes lesser in areas that are not metropolitan. Yes.
Now, if I want to make sure that I comply, I want to treat my domestic worker right and make sure she earns a decent wage, how do I get this information? Where do I go?
The Department of Labour is there. We're going to be on a campaign to create awareness, you know, and make people understand and comprehend on the contents of the determination.
Okay, and the website?
And our website also is there. The information is available. Okay. Plain language for everyone to understand. Yes, and then also we'll be doing a lot of media. We'll be working with you in the media. To inform people and make them understand and comprehend, you know, these issues. Because our inspectors also are going to be on the ground. Let me mention that also because we're strengthening our enforcement and
inspecting people's homes.
Yes.
So they'll be coming to my house and the houses of a number of people?
With your agreement.
Okay,
yes,
with my permission.
With your
permission. Then you won't be able to catch out the people who are transgressing, will you? If you're asking me for my permission and then you come into my house, I can easily change things around and make my domestic say whatever it is that I'd want her to say.
Well, if the domestic worker is complaining because not complying, then we will have to use the court route, and make you comply.
Okay.
Yes. We don't want to do that.
That's very interesting.
We talk to homeowners. We respect their privacy. Yeah. We talk to them, and so, but if you're not complying, we'll be forced to use the law. To make you comply.
This is such an interesting topic, and we've barely even scratched the surface, and we've run out of time, because things like live-in nannies and things like weekends off or weekends on, etc. Those are still things that we need to look into, and how people deduct some of the payment if they say, no, I feed you, you eat at my house, so therefore we deduct. So all those things, that information, can it be available on the website?
It is on the website. It's available on the website. Sectoral determination number 7 will detail everything in a very plain language manner.
Because I think what's very interesting about this is that it can't be a blanket approach. Every single domestic worker employer relationship is different. For example, if I work night shift, I'll demand that my employee works in the evenings, and then the hours are different. So the living arrangements are different, remuneration is different. Do you customize approaches sometimes, or is it one size fits all?
It goes according to areas. As I said, in areas, there are those areas that are industrialized and people are earning. They are capable of paying more. We go there and we talk to them. The minister goes there throughout the year, goes there and talk to them, and then we get the view from stakeholders and interested parties, and then the minister will then present to that community, this is the minimum. And everyone is in agreement. No one is complaining that I'm paying too much, the other one, I can't afford this. So we do that exercise of going around the country and then present that to the stakeholders.
And what about foreigners who are employed as domestics in the country? Are they protected under this legislation?
They are protected. Foreigners are protected for as long as they are in the country. Legally, then they are protected, and they are protected by all the laws, the labor laws, the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, which is what we're talking about now. Fair treatment in terms of the Labor Relations Act, employment equity, they shouldn't be discriminated. All the labor laws apply to them also, for as long as they are here legally.
All right, we'd love to come with you on one of those inspections, I think. I think it's very important, and this is a subject that we need to look into. And when you describe it as, people who work in a vulnerable area, vulnerable conditions, it's very important as well. And often they're marginalized and unable to voice their opinions. So this is something that we really need to shine a spotlight on. All right, let's leave it there, at least for now. We're going to take a quick